Saudi Arabia.
Yes, I think that's because Kabayel is and for them to really show that talent in Cuban boxers, liked a bit of time and a bit of space. They're very skilled.
From the Cuban, who's happy to box off the ropes in this
gap and then let Kabayel come into that. That's not a bad shot. Gap. That's why he just keeps edging backwards.
Blemish. And there's a lot at stake.
Sanchez, the jab probably won't be enough to keep.
Do you think it'll suit here in Riyadh? Round where he's thrown more punches, Frank Sanchez, than he's been.
And into play at some stage, and like I say, a jab is going to be enough to deter Kabayel. Who, if he can bring Kabayel onto that shot, then who knows? Set out these tactics. If Kabayel's going to box like this, Fletch, he's
assert his authority here early in the second, and it came in at around 17 stone yesterday. Kabayel looking
the shots as he's coming forward. Kabayel. He could walk onto a big punch, so he's got to try and avoid.
In the second round, Sanchez can't really get off the ropes. Kabayel was bright enough to take him to places where he didn't want. Kabayel, when we last saw him in the ring here in Riyadh, he broke the big net. Yeah, that was a real demolition.
From Kabayel, followed up by that left up to the body. Uppercut for Sanchez, but what an uppercut that was on the inside. Ropes just inviting the pressure. That wasn't Sanchez holding his feet. What is he doing on the rope?
Good work again from Kabayel, putting his punches together, and that's a fine. Nicely, we will be at capacity for the top of the bill. He's an accurate worker, Kabayel.
First round, but now he's holding his feet, getting caught. Sanchez, Fletch, has got to move. Sanchez opting to hold the feet. Good right hand, holding the feet, getting caught to the body. He isn't learning from the mistakes that Makhmedov made. Taking a few risks the way he's going forward, not moving the head with the right tactics. That's probably the greatest boxer that can adapt to his opponent's style, as we know. So we can't wait for that one.
Kabayel's a man who's been linked with fights.
Taking Kabayel out on that front foot, and he's going, like I said before, he might be a little bit lazy and he might not like boxing. I think they've looked at just trying to move away. He's trying to get a bit of space.
To move his feet a little bit more, but when he gets trapped on the ropes like this,
to like it at this stage.
No, he doesn't look happy at all in there.
It's the attack downstairs. Good tactics. And Kabayel trying to back his opponent up onto the rope. Tough guy, he can take a good shot, Kabayel.
Good shot, yeah. Purposes, so he's quite sturdy in there as well. Fair deal of resilience, because he took a couple of shots that night as well. Kabayel the tank so quickly with the big fella.
As Kabayel comes forward, but nevertheless, the success.
He's worked to this point.
Yeah. I still think Sanchez.
Final 10 seconds here of the third round.
Jacket, to be honest with you. That's the way. That's what I would say.
Yeah, incredible. Be a great achievement.
Kabayel wins it. He'll be the first German to hold the title since to Frank Sanchez if he becomes the first Cuban world heavyweight. Well for the German. And we talk about history and what. And Sanchez and Kabayel out for the
46 around Axel Schultz, the knee boxer, German-born, against Michael Moore. Mid-90s, he got beat. Kabayel is again targeting the body from the corner. Hit and move, but the feet have slowed. At the start of this round, I think Sanchez...
The title, but not the super title. There's a good uppercut at some stage. And, of course, Manuel Char held the WBA...
Can he carry it out and finish the job off?
Hey, for Kabayel, he's picking his punches expertly in there. Excellent body. It's been impressive to this point.
Down against your opponent, Fletch. Target
the behind in the fight.
And that to the head.
And so far, so
maybe not cruising the rounds with.
What I like about Kabayel here, though, Fletch, he's making.
That's the way it should be, Rich. I'm quite happy now I've seen that.
Yeah. Tempo, and he's controlling the pace.
Yeah, fantastic little uppercut on the inside from Kabayel.
But Kabayel is just chipping away round. Yeah, he can't cope with the pace here, Sanchez.
Work for every second of every round at the moment, in there for quite a while until he decided to finish it.
Kabayel is setting and not control the pace, and he can't cope with the pace.
His fight, and his legs just stiffened there, Frank. Halfway through the fifth round of a fight that Kabayel continued a minute to go in the fifth round. Frank Sanchez
again trying to walk his opponent down. by targeting the head, then a couple of...
Against Makhmudov, and he's impressing us again tonight. Just not quite where he wanted it. Kabayel.
Steve Bunce, we're all here.
And
like I said, he's just chipping away, isn't he? And I think so.
Statistically speaking, Richie was the most dominant one in short order against Frank Sanchez. The
tiring, feeling the pace, feeling the pressure, and
the more difficult it's going to be to get anybody to go in there with him. To wait sometimes, and of course, the more impressive for Tyson Fury. The bad news is Dillian
again. I still think Sanchez is fairly dangerous.
Back by Agit Kabayel.
Well, he's getting weaker, I think, Fletch. Try to...
Significance from Frank Sanchez. To land it. It's quite a while since you mentioned the punch. The uppercut is...
But it's the pace, like we've said, that he can't control, and he's...
Again, right onto the button.
And just pep...
Good right. Minute to go in the 6th. He dispirited Frank Sanchez. There he is, mixing things.
Over.
And standing in there so far tonight. The ropes, but he's being systematically broken down there, the Cuban, as he tries to clear his arm. And he's very underestimated in a lot of areas.
I agree. Working to the body, the switch of attack that I like. A really good, decent box against his last opponent, Makhmudov. But here, again, he's a decent fighter, isn't he, Kabayel? Showed that.
Popping out the jab, lands the right hook. When's he going to switch?
The way when he punches to the head, he's got half an eye on just onto the ribs. Very clever indeed. And in the heavyweight division, we know that can happen. It's happened.
What he needs, a punch from somewhere, just to turn the tide and get...
Just watch out for these left hooks to the body. There
was going to have to sink down to the canvas.
On his back foot.
Let's see how much he's... 40 seconds to go in the 7th. Best round of the fight. Little jab into the solar plexus and down.
I don't think he's going to get up, Fletch.
He's counted out. That's a quite brilliant performance from the German Agit Kabayel. Systematically breaking down Frank Sanchez and finishing him off with 2 body shots in the 7th round.
Continental Americas and NABO heavyweight champion, Agit Kabayel.
So he gets the belts off Frank Sanchez, but the